you to just pause for a moment, feel the contact with your feet on your mat. So just notice your toes. It's great to do this in bare feet because you can really feel your mat. You've got lots of little nerve endings in your feet. So if it's not cold in your house, take your socks off. Obviously don't drop your weights on your feet. That's not going to help, is it? And whilst you think about your feet, then also just think about your contact with the earth, and just imagine that energy coming from the floor up through your feet and up through the rest of the body, so you feel nice and strong this morning. And just before we start, just think about, why you're here. Why do you show up every week? What is it that, some of you have been doing these classes with me for, since lockdown, so 4 years nearly, right? Why do you show up every week? And just set a little intention for today's class. What would you like to feel like at the end of the class today? Can't promise miracles, but I'll do my best. So you can open your eyes now, take a breath in, reach your arms up. You will lose my arms. And then as you exhale, just folding forward. So inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold. So bend those knees, fold at your hips as well. Just make sure that you're not straining your back. So make sure that you do bend your knees rather than just keeping your legs straight and folding forwards. Inhale, 2 more times. And then keep those arms up. You have lost my hands, but they are there, I promise. We'll just do our vertical bows and arrows. So you pull down with one arm and push up with the other. And just turning your head towards the side of the arm that you're pulling down with. Press away. And again, do that one more each way. And then just come over to the side. Again, soften your knees. And we'll do some nice big circles round. Doesn't matter which way you go, just circle round. So you're getting a little bit of rotation, a little bit of movement for the shoulder, and warming up those legs. And one more time, and then go the other way, and then bend your knees. So there's lots of, I don't know how many of you follow social media stuff, but there's lots of, not just on social media, but lots of research at the moment about keeping strong as we get older. And then just come back to the ceiling, interlink your hands, stretch up towards the ceiling. As we get older, we do lose our muscle mass and our bone density decreases. So soften your knees down, take your hands out in front of you, and then open up. And the way that we can increase that or stop ourselves losing that muscle mass is by using resistance. So things like our resistance bands, doing some body weight work helps as well, and also using these weights to increase the strength in our muscles. Inhale, open, exhale. And one more time, so you're not going to suddenly become Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight, don't worry about that. And then just pause here, lift your chest. So when you use, it's really hard for women to bulk up, especially once we get to a certain age. And then just circle your pelvis round and round. So especially once you approach like perimenopause, menopause, it's really hard to bulk up because you're fighting against the loss of your muscle mass. And before that, yeah, possibly if you lift heavy weights, and then go the other way. There's a big trend at the moment for women to lift heavy weights. I'm not necessarily against that at all. I think it has its place, and then go the other way. But I do think it's good to do a mix of things. So some Pilates, some cardio, as well as some resistance. And one more time all the way around. Okay, just bring your legs back together and pedal out your feet. My mum and dad are still trying to get in. They're having some tech problems. So just pedal out those feet, arms forwards and back, and then just turning your head to one side and then to the other side, rotating your shoulders side to side, and then look forward and keep that rotation going. And then just do a couple more. Take your legs wide again, and then just go into those arm swings. So just want to make sure your upper body is nice and warm as well as your legs this morning. So it's important to do a warm up, especially before you do any weights, just so that the muscles are nice and warm and got lots of blood pumping to your body and they're not cold. Okay, come back to the centre. Alrighty, so pick up your weights, whichever ones you're going to use. You'll be fine. So Sarah, you just have to mix and match, I think. I think you'll be fine with twos. But if they're too heavy, then go for your ones. Okay, so we're just gonna, so most of the exercises you all know, because they're what we do every week. We're just gonna add some upper body work on with these. So we'll start with our calf raises. So if you have your feet about hip width apart, And then just try and rock forward onto the balls of your feet and then back onto your heels. And just doing that a few times so you're just feeling that you're really not lifting your toes, but sort of spreading your toes, spreading your feet nice and wide, so you're getting maximum points of contact and rolling from your heels to your toes. And then we can start to just lift those heels a little bit more, and then with the weights we're just going to add some biceps. So bend up, so all you do is bend your elbows up towards your shoulders, and then triceps, you take your hands behind you, so lift up and then press away. You can also buy weighted gloves. I've seen Davina McCall wearing them, like weighted gloves. She does some boxing things with them, so they might work. So if you've got arthritis in your hands, for example, wearing a glove might help because you don't have to hold on to the weights. So we went through a phase a while ago. We're going to do 4 more, where I think it was a while ago, 2 more, and then last one, stay up. So you're welcome to bring your weights to the class. So when we do our standing work, like our lunges and our heel lifts, and then bring your heels back down. Okay, so shoulder press now with the heel lift. So take your arms out to the side. So shoulder press, you literally just press your weights up towards the ceiling and then come back down. So your elbows start and finish at level with your shoulders. So don't drop them all the way down. Try and keep them wide and press. So push up and then control as you come back down. If you find it's too heavy, you could just do an overhead press with one of your weights, okay? And again, so breathing out to lift up. So make sure you squeeze in those glutes as well. 4 more, nice and slow and controlled on the way down. 3, 2, and 1. From here, just take your arms out to the side, bend those elbows, take your feet a little bit wider, and we're just gonna do a little rotation one way and the other. So obviously we normally do this without weight, so please don't over rotate. Your shoulders might be protesting already. 1 more each way and then come back down. Okay, just roll those shoulders, have a little rest there. Bring your hands in towards you. So we're going to go into some squats. So we squat down, and then as we come up, we push up into that shoulder press. So inhale down, exhale, push upwards. Inhale and exhale. So don't forget your glutes. So remember to press into your heels as you stand up nice and tall. So glutes, legs are working as well as those arms. 2 more times. And last one. Bring the weights into your chest. We're just going to rotate side to side. This is your little rest. So you rotate one way and then the other, just holding your weights together in front of you. 1 more each way and then back to the center. So you go back to your squats. This time we'll do biceps and triceps. So as you go down, biceps, and then take your arms behind you. So down and up. So just those weights coming to your shoulders. So inhale down, exhale up. You can spiral your hands, so you can take your arms behind you and press away with those arms to really fire up the triceps, the back of the arms, and the shoulder muscles. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and again 1. We're just going to stay down here this time. Bring your weight together in front of you. Just do some little pulses there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up tall. Keep your weights in front of you, and then just rotate side to side. So 1 more each way, and then bring your legs back together. So you're just going to take one of your weights, I'm going to show you sideways on, you have lost it, they will come back, and overhead, and then you're just going to lower it down, so down the back towards your shoulder blades. Can you see? I'm just going to bend down so you can, and then come back up. So inhale down, exhale, push back up. Inhale down. That might be too heavy with the 2 kilos, so if it is, just do it without. We'll do 1 more. So we are not as strong, and then we're going to switch sides. We are not as strong in those overhead movements, especially single arm. So down and up. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. And last one. Okay, back together. So we're going to go back into your squats. So coming down, and then this time both arms overhead. So inhale and exhale, push up. So overhead press. Inhale. So those legs should be getting nice and warm now. 2 more. And then on your next one, again, we're just going to stay down. Can we hold it here? Bring your arms onto your thighs, and then just have a little wiggle side to side. Take your arms out in front of you, and then as you stand up this time, we're going to do a rotation. So arm out to the side, circle round, and then back. Remember small circles, and bend your elbows if your weight is too heavy. And circle round, and again, to the side. One more each way. And last one. And then finally, just reach overhead. Bring your legs back together. So, sorry, it's really annoying that you can't see my balls, but they are there. So balls together in front of you, arms overhead. Really carefully just come over to one side. If it's too heavy, do it with one weight. So drop and put one weight down, come over to the side. So use your abdominals to come back up through the centre. And one more time. And just relax. Joey, those arms are sore, aren't they? So roll your shoulders. Okay, everybody all right? Getting warm. Okay, we're going to come into a single leg stance. So you're going to take one foot forward and the other foot back. It doesn't matter which one, because we will do both. Actually, let's do the same. Should we all do the same leg forward? So if you're sideways on like me, take your back foot forward. If you're facing the camera, take your left foot forward. Nice and relaxed through your shoulders. And we're just going to hinge forward. So soften your front, bend your front knee and bend your back knee. But most of the weight is through that front leg. So we're just going to, from here, do your biceps and triceps. So elbows bend and then straighten. So inhale up, exhale out. Inhale and exhale. Good. Breathe out. So take that weight forward. So always control. So rather than just letting your arms go floppy, you're nice and controlled through there. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then one more time. And then from here, bend your knees. So we come into a split stance and then press up. So pushing your arms overhead. So inhale down into that shoulder press. Make sure your weight is through your front foot. And we'll do that one more time. And then from here, just bring your arms down in front of you. Take your weight into your front foot. Can you take your back leg away and just tap and release? So arms, you can turn your palms up and push your weights up towards the ceiling as you push that leg up. Or you can just give your shoulders a rest. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay here. Can you come a little bit further forwards? Take your arms a little bit further back. And again, just pulse the arms up. So legs stay still. This time just pulse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pop that foot back down on the floor. So we go biceps and triceps now as you do your split. So down and up. Inhale down. If your knees don't like this, just keep your legs straight and do your arms. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. And last one, we're going to stay down here. So this time, take your weights together in front of you. Reach to, I'll show you front waist. Reach towards your toes and then come back up, straighten your legs. Bring your weights in towards your chest. So down towards your toes and then come back up. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale, exhale. One more time like this. And then this time we go forward. So turn your palms up. Press forwards and in, push forwards. So they're called offerings. So imagine you're offering up something to somebody in front of you. Again, if your knees have had enough, just keep your legs straight as you do this one more time. Whew. And then bring those legs back together. Anybody else getting warm? I think I'll take some layers off. Okay, so we'll do that on the other leg. So we'll change sides. So we do that on the other side. So set your other foot back, if you can remember. It wasn't that long ago. All right. So we start just taking your weight into that front foot, hinging forward, and we do our biceps and triceps. So leaning forward, weight through your front leg, your back foot's there just for a little bit of balance, bending your elbow, and then straightening. So as you take that arm behind you, don't just let your arms just waggle. Really think about squeezing your shoulder blades together and trying to keep your arms close to your body so you feel your lats, the muscles in the side of your back working, side of your shoulder blades. And then from here, step your weight forward so it's into that front foot. Take that back leg behind you. Arms can be out in front of you or they could be by your side. And we're just going to tap and lift And alternative here, you can also lower and lift those arms, so getting into your lats and triceps. 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Come forward a little bit if you can, and then just pulse the back of your arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Put that back knee down. So we go back into, actually let's do our shoulder press here. So down and up. So lower down, and then breathe out. Push your arms straight up. So your weight is fairly central. Maybe it's a little bit over the front foot. You don't really want it over the back foot. And keep pressing into that front foot to fire up those glutes. We'll do 2 more. And then we'll do our biceps and triceps. Okay, and then from here, so bend and straighten the arms. Again, if your knees have had enough, then just do your arms. 2 more. And last one. And then down to our shoelaces. So down and then up into your chest. So reach down. Try not to let your shoulders just round, so you're hinging, keeping your back straight and hinging from your hips rather than doing that movement and rounding your back. Whew. Last one. And then, did we do another one? Did we do it? We did offerings, didn't we? So I knew we had out in front and back up. So inhale, exhale, 2 more. Whew. And last one. And stand up nice and tall. Well done. Okay, just roll your shoulders. I'm sweating a bit here. And then just drop. Go to one side and then to the other. So if you're ever cold, just do some weights. You don't really have to do lots of cardio. Just hold some little weights. Okay, side to side, and then you can just do some rotations as well, side to side, and maybe just pedal out those feet as well. So this time we're going to do some rows. So lots of work for the muscles in our upper back. So what the weights are good for, building that strength in our upper back, helping with our posture. So we're going to hinge forward. So remember, you hinge at your waist, so soften your knees, send your bottom behind you, and then just let your arms just drop down towards the floor. So I want you to imagine you maybe got a band underneath your feet, and you're going to pull on the ends of the band and then just release. So it's like an upright row, it's called. So squeezing those shoulder blades together, your elbows go straight up towards the ceiling. So we can make this a little bit harder by doing it on one leg. If that's too hard, you can tap your toe behind you, and we can change legs. Squeeze those shoulder blades, keep going. 4 more, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring your feet down and come in. Okay, we go back to that hinge, and this time we go up to what's called a reverse fly. So out to the side. So this is a little bit harder. So think about squeezing those shoulder blades together. Breathe out and in 2 more times, and then we're going to hold out. So just bend your elbows a little bit, hold your arms out, give your head a little shake, hold it, hold it, hold it. So even with light weights, you can feel those shoulders working, and then come up and stand up nice and tall. Okay, one more thing here. So we're going to hinge again. We'll do biceps and triceps here again. So inhale, exhale. So as you take your arms behind you, turn your palms up, and then take the balls or your weights towards your shoulder. Again, if you want to make this a little bit harder, you can just do it balancing on one leg. Last time, hold it here, press up with your hands up towards the ceiling, open up through the front of your chest for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Stand up nice and tall. Are we okay? So just side to side here, allow the weight to drop you down towards the floor. And then arms in front, and then just rotate. So this is your little rest. 1 more each way. Okay, so option here, 1 ball or both, and then you're going to take them overhead. You will lose my hand, but they are there. You're going to come over to one side. So shift your weight over to that side and lift the other leg, or lift one leg up. Open your arms out to the side into a star shape, holding your balance, and then come back up. So use control. So especially with that bottom arm that's moving down towards the floor, you've got gravity that's trying to just drop your arm. So control as you open out into your balance. Good. And then come back up. And again, balance and up. One more, we're going to stay out to the side. So this time we're going to bring your elbows in towards each other, and then we're going to open out. So in together and then open. 2 more. Last one. Press your arms overhead and then tap and lift that top leg down and up. Down and up. Use your core, so tap into those abdominals. Last one. Feet down. We've got to do that on the other side. So over to the other side. Open your arms and then elbows together and open. So squeeze shoulder blades as you take your arms behind you. Last one. And then take those arms overhead, or if it's too heavy, just into your chest, and then tap and lift. Tap and lift. 2 more. And last one. Oh, well done. Roll your shoulders. Okay, it's quite hard work for those shoulders and neck, so just turn your head side to side. I promise you we'll do some nice upper body and arm stretches at the end. Okay, feet are hip width apart, chin to chest. You're going to use the weight of the ball to help you roll down. If you don't like taking your head down low, remember just roll to here. If your back doesn't like going forward at all, just bring your weights onto your thigh and keep your back nice and straight. So rolling down, just lengthening through the back of your legs, and then slowly rolling all the way back up again. That was nice, wasn't it? And again, roll down. So just let your weights drag you down towards the floor. And when you get to the bottom, breathe in and then breathe out. Press your heels into the floor and roll all the way back up. So stacking your spine 1 vertebra at a time. And when you get to the top, open up. So lift your chest, take your arms wide so you feel that opening across the front of your collarbone. We'll do that 2 more times in your own time. So take your time, don't rush. So you're just stretching out those muscles either side of your spine. You're mobilizing your spine. And then as you stand up tall, you're restacking everything. And then finally, just opening up. Okay, 1 more. And back up. And then when you stand back up this time, turn your palms to face forward, open up through your chest, and then just come to one side and reach away, and then back to the center and reach away. Do that once more each way. Lovely. Okay, we have 1 more standing, and then we're going to come down onto the floor. So for this one, you want to be on one leg, or if you need to, you can take 1 toe behind you. So you're going to bring your knee up and bring your arms in, your weight in towards your chest, and then you're going to push that foot back. Imagine you're pushing your foot into a wall behind you. So as soon as you push that foot back, you should feel your glutes firing up a little bit, and then you're going to keep your back nice and straight as you take your weights down towards the outside of your leg. So you don't have to go to the floor, just to the outside of your leg. And then as you come back up, you're going to reach in a diagonal towards your bent knee. So you're working on a little diagonal movement. So to the outside of your foot that's on your mat, and then out on a diagonal. Does that make sense? So down, press back with that foot, and then stand up nice and tall. If this is too difficult, then keep your back toe down, so rather than lifting up. Don't worry if you wobble, and you can work on that stability by pressing that foot into the mat 1 more time. And then stand up nice and tall. Well done. Whoa, that's hard work for the old leg, isn't it? Okay, let's do that with the other side. So exactly the same. Find your balance to start off with. Relax through your shoulders. Just hold your weights in towards your chest. Start to push that foot back, fire up your glutes and hamstrings. Imagine you're pushing into that imaginary wall, and then you're going to take your hands down towards the outside of that leg. Bring your leg back up, and arm goes on a diagonal. So rather than just working straight up and straight down, we also need to be strong in those rotational movements or diagonal movements. Breathe. Whew. And then again, we'll do 2 more. And make this your last one. Funny, easier on this side maybe, I'm not sure. And then come all the way up. Just pedal out those feet. Okay, we're going to roll down to your mat. So chin to chest. Let those weights just roll you down. And then when you get down, just walk yourself forward. Come onto your hands and your knees. So just pop your weights to the side for a minute. If you need anything to kneel on, now would be good opportunity to pop those underneath your knees. So we're just going to do a little mobilization down here, and then we'll do some strengthening work as well with our weights. So sending your bottom back towards your heels, just stretching out through your lower back, and then sending your weight forward. So you're going to inhale as you go one way, and exhale as you go the other way. You could do this on your forearms, so if your wrists don't like it, you could do that on your forearms. And then we can take this forward and back into a circular movement. And remember, the further away your hands are from your knees, the more movement you are going to get. But if your back's a bit grumpy today, just bring your hands a little bit closer to those knees. Changing direction. And one more time all the way around. And then just tuck your toes, let your pelvis drop. Roll your shoulders back. You can look forwards here. And then send your bottom back, toes together. Send your bottom back as far as is comfortable for you. Just have a little stretch out. So coming onto your hands and knees, we're going to do a thread the needle. We're just going to use one of your weights. So your hands are quite close to each other to start with. And you're going to take one weight and you're just going to bend your elbow out to the side. And then you're going to rotate it through. So we're not doing a big one up towards the ceiling just yet. We're just doing a small bent elbow and then rotate through. You could do this without your weight. So if you prefer, you can do it without. And then if you want to give it a go, if you think you're strong enough and it's not going to irritate shoulder or your back, you can straighten that arm. So with the 2 kilos, this might be a bit more tricky. But so you might want to keep your elbow bent. We'll do that one more time. And then from here, just take that arm all the way through, let your head rest on the floor and walk your front arm forward and just enjoy this little twisty stretch. Well done. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So start with that bent elbow, so just reaching your elbow up and then reaching through. So just turning your head so you're tracking either the ball or your elbow. And then if you want to add a straight arm, you can. So just be the judge of your own body and then control that movement. So it's a little bit harder to control the shoulder. We'll do one more time with that weight in your arm. So again, shoulder down, walk your hands forward. Just breathe into your upper back. Breathe in and out. Well done. Okay, come up onto your hands and knees. So there's some options. So it's quite nice if your wrists are sore when you're doing things like planks. If you take your weights and put your hands like that around your weights, it keeps your wrist in a more neutral position, so it can actually be quite helpful. If you don't want to do that, you can just have one hand on the floor and then you've got your weight in your other hand. So we're going to slide, so if you're facing my direction, your back leg slides away and then you have the weight in your opposite arm. And then you're just going to take that arm behind you. So we're going to bend your knee and bend the elbow and then just lengthen away. So you're inhaling, coming in and exhaling, pressing away. So you're working, trying to stabilize. Imagine that you have a glass of water on your lower back. So you're not flinging that water around, you're trying to keep it nice and still. And the movement's just coming from the leg and the arm. We'll do 2 more. Last one. We're going to stay here. We're going to tap your toe down, bring your arm down, and then push up. So again, working triceps and your lats. Tap down, lift up. 2 more. Oh, and last one. Hold it here. Little pulses up with your arm. Just give your head a shake. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay. Give your wrists a rest. So just kneel back. Just have a stretch out if you need to for your lower back. All right. Let's do that with the other side. So we've got this time front arm, if you're facing me, front leg towards the back and then take the ball into the opposite side. So just bending the knee, bending the elbow. So in and out. Again, can you imagine, you could, if you wanted to, take your other spare weight onto your lower back and see if you can keep it there. Little test. It's quite good actually because it gives you some feedback. She says, mine's not going to stay, oh dear, fail. Teacher failed. And one more time. Hold it here. So we just do taps up and down with the arm and the leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here, and then rest. Once again, you can just sit back on your heels. Lovely. Okay, let's have a little stretch out here. So come onto your tummy. We'll have your weights next to you. So just by your side, about level with your hips or your bottom. Just turn your head to one side for now. Have a little wiggle, wiggle. And then turn it to the other side. And then back to the centre. So take your weights in your hand, palms facing upwards. And then you're going to think about lengthening your fingers towards your heels. So your hands are just hovering, back of your hands hovering off the floor, holding onto your weights. So this might be quite hard work. And then just start to peel your forehead and your chest up off the floor. If your back doesn't like it, keep your forehead down and just hover the arms. So we're coming up on an exhale, and then inhale, let everything relax. Turn your head to the side. So relax your shoulders, your glutes, etc. So you're exhaling up and inhaling down. So just do them in your own time. So again, we're working on those postural muscles and strengthening the muscles in your upper back and arms. So it's so important. And one more time. So you can keep your head down or you keep up. And again, we're just going to pulse those arms up. Little presses up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your head to the side. 4. Let your shoulders relax. Well done. Okay, take your arms out to the side now. So this is quite hard because your arm, remember I said to you, your arms are away from your body. So if it's too hard to lift your weights, just lift your arms. So your palms are facing down, and you're just going to pick up your weights, hold them there, and then take them towards your body, so your thigh, and then you're going to bring them back up. You could turn your head to the front, you could peel up if you want to, or you can just keep your forehead down on the floor. So you're breathing out as you squeeze your arms next to your body, and breathing in as you come up. This is hard. And again, up and squeeze in. And one more time. Hold it here. Hold, hold, hold. Just turn your head side to side if you're lifting your head. And then relax all the way down. Whew, well done. Those of you with 2 kilos, that was probably quite hard. Was it? Right, you nodding, Rachel. Okay, take your arms out in front of you. You don't need your weights for the next one, so just pop them out in front of you. Take your arms out in front of you, walk your elbows in a little bit, just bring yourself up into a little back bend, rolling your shoulders. So you can either stay here or you can straighten your arms and come up. Just make sure you're not going into your lower back. And then we're just going to lower yourself down. So it's not a press up, it's just a back extension. So lift up, eyes and chest forward, and lower down. We do that 2 more times. Breathing in as you come up. Keep your glutes and legs relaxed. And one more. Find a position that you're happy to stay in. So it could be on your elbows. It could be with those arms straight. Just turn your head, look over one shoulder, and then over the other shoulder. And then let yourself rest. So just lie all the way down. You can bring your arms down by your side now. And turn your palms to face up. And just give your bottom a little wiggle. Okay, turn onto your side. You only need one of your weights for the next one. So because we're at home, if you've got a cushion, grab your cushion and just pop it underneath your head to give you a little bit of support for your neck. All right, this is I think it's a nice part. We're going to start off nice and then we'll make it harder. Okay, so you're going to take your ball into your top hand. Your other arm can just be wherever is comfortable for you. Press your hand with the weight up towards the ceiling. This is a great shoulder stabilization exercise. If you feel it's too hard with your weight, you can bend your elbow, or you can do it without. We're just going to start to draw little circles on the ceiling. So think about, remember our leg circles that we do. So when we're lying on our back and we do leg circles. So you're circling, you can see, if you turn your head, you can see the circle that you're drawing on your ceiling, but the movement is coming from your shoulder. So control the movement. So if it's wobbly, control, think about being strong through here. So think about just drawing that shoulder blade down your back a little bit. Change direction. So again, with the 2 kilos, this is going to be this is tricky. And then if you want to, we could go back in the original direction and make slightly bigger circles. But just make sure that you're not losing control Oh, you're not having to fight it, and then change again. So less is definitely more. 2 and 1. Okay, from here we're just going to bend your elbow, bring your arm down towards the floor in front of you. Just give your wrist a little shake, and then take your elbow in towards your side. So from here we're just going to work into external rotation. So you could easily do this without a weight. So keeping your elbow in towards you, glued, your upper arm's glued to your body, and you're just rotating your hand up towards the ceiling. Try and keep a 90-degree angle at your elbow. I noticed mine wasn't. It's quite handy having a little screen in front of you. You can see that. And you're not rotating your upper body, you're just rotating the arm. So you're working your rotator cuff muscle. And one more time, and then straighten that arm up. Bring your other arm out in front of you, and then slowly just take your weight down until it touches your hand, and then bring it back up. So we're not going backwards just yet, we're just going from 0 to 90. So you could start to just rotate your head, so you're getting a little bit of movement through the thoracic spine and cervical spine as well. And then if you want to, and it's not too heavy, you can start to rotate a little bit further back. So remember, you can do this without your weight. If your shoulders had enough, just do this without your weight. And then all the way back this time. So with control, take your arm to the floor, knees together, just turn your head to look over your back arm. Relax your shoulders. Maybe you could take your arms into goalpost arms, so you get a little stretch through the front of your chest, and then nice and carefully bring yourself back over. Okay, so we can make this a little bit harder now by popping ourselves up on our elbow. You can be on your cushion if you want some support. We're going to add a little rotation. So we're going to take your arm up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to rotate through. So it's like a thread the needle on your side. So inhale up, exhale, rotate through. So track the ball with your eyes. You can either keep your hips down, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge today, you can lift your hips and rotate. So it's just a little bit more challenging. And again, trying to keep the weight nice and still so that your arm's not rocking all over the place. We'll do that one more time. And then pop your bottom down, and then just slowly take your arm overhead, and then bring it back up and relax. Okay, pop your weight down, bring yourself up into a nice side sitting position. Sit on your cushion if you need to. Just going to have a little stretch here, so just have a little wiggle, and then try and find somewhere where you're sitting up nice and straight. So just going to come into our mermaid stretch, so down onto one elbow, turn your palm up and stretch over, and then go to the more awkward side. Remember, if you can't do your knees like this, you can just sit with your legs out in front of you. So inhale one way and exhale the other way. And then we're just going to pause here, add a little rotation, so just hold on to your leg, look round behind you, and then come back to the centre. Place your hand, should be your left hand I think, on the mat. Lift your pelvis and just reach up now towards the ceiling, so have a nice old stretch there. Okay, so let's do that on the other side. So spin over onto the other side. So remember, use your cushion, or you can put your arm and then head on your cushion. Just find something that's nice and comfortable and give your shoulders and your neck a little bit of support. And from here, we're just going to take that ball straight up towards the ceiling. So your hand should be right above your shoulder. Lock that shoulder in so you feel nice and strong, and then start to do those little circles with your arm. Not the most exciting thing, but as I said, great shoulder stabilisation. You can go the other way, and you can, if that feels okay, you can maybe make your circles a little bit bigger. So what you want to feel with your own hand, just make sure it's not these muscles at the tops of your shoulder that are doing all the work. You want to feel it, that you're doing some work with these muscles underneath, around the back of the shoulder blade. And again, change direction. 2, 3, and 4. Well done. Bring your elbow down. We're just going to go into that external rotation. So you're keeping your upper arm glued to your side, and you're just taking about a 90-degree angle down and up. So you're working those muscles into the back of the shoulder called your rotator cuff. So some of you I know have had rotator cuff injuries. Joey, just take your arm, you were doing what I was doing. So have more of a 90-degree angle at your elbow there. So push at it, well done. And make sure your head just rests down as well. Okay, let's just do one more. And then from here, press that arm straight up once more. And then we're going to just take your bottom arm out in front and then do your little 90 degrees with straight arms. So inhale one way, exhale the other. Track the ball now, so you're starting to get a little bit of rotation through your upper back and your neck. And then you can start to rotate a little bit further, but make sure it's all under control. You're not going to strain your pecs. Your pecs are the muscles at the front of your chest here, front of your shoulder. And then all the way back. So again, with control, all the way back. Look towards your back arm. Maybe you could do some goalpost arms there, just stacking your knees, breathing in and out. And then when you're ready, carefully coming back over onto your side. So you're going to prop yourself up onto your elbow, bring those knees together, and we're going to go into those rotations. So inhale as you take your arm up, and exhale as you rotate through. Inhale up, exhale through. And again. I hope you didn't hear that, my tummy was rumbling. Didn't have breakfast this morning. And one more time like this. And then if you want to, you can add a lift up, or you can just carry on doing it with your hips down. Let's do two more. Again, make sure you're controlling that arm. Don't let it drop behind you, otherwise you will strain your shoulder. One more time. And then bring your hips down. Carefully just take that arm overhead if you want to. If you don't, if it's too much, then that's fine. And then all the way back up. Bring yourself into a side seated position. Put your cushion, if you need it, underneath your bottom. And then we'll just do those little mermaid stretches. So up and over onto your elbow, one side. And then over onto the other side. Good. And again, inhale one way. And exhale. And one more time, and up, hold on to your shin, just add a little rotation, and then come back down. Okay, let's do some abs. So we can use our weights again. So tuck your cushion behind you if you need it, so you can lie on it. You're going to just, you can use one or you can use both. If you've got a heavier one, I would maybe just use one of them. If you've got light ones, you could use both. So if you're using one, you're just holding on to, imagine I've got a dumbbell, just holding on to each end of the dumbbell with my hands. If you've got two light weights, you could just hold them out in front of you. So we're just going to bend those knees and then press your hands up towards the ceiling, and then very carefully, either one hand or again both hands, keeping the weights together, just taking your arms overhead, bend your elbows slightly, and just go to the point you can feel your abdominals working, and then just bring your arms back up. So it might not be very far, it's quite subtle. So take your arms overhead, you will get to the point where you can feel, oh yeah, my abs are just kicking in. So we're going to stay there this time. You're going to bend your elbows, so taking your hands down towards the floor behind you, and then just straighten up. And again, bend and straighten. So that's what you're doing with your arms. And then with your legs, you could bring both legs into tabletop, and then as you bend and straighten your arms, you could tap your toes, or you could do it with one leg at a time, or you could do it with no legs. If it's too much coordination, just do your arms or just do your legs. So you can alternate. We'll do one more and then rest. Okay, take your legs out in front of you. Take your arms up towards the ceiling. So again, one or both. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, chin to chest, you're going to reach forward. Imagine that you're passing the weights to somebody who's standing in front of your feet. Sit up nice and tall, and then just lengthen. Reach your fingers, or reach your weights out over your feet. And then we're going to roll back down. You can either take your hands up a little bit harder, or bend your elbows in towards your chest a little bit easier. So you can then do that again. So chin to chest, exhale. reaching your weights forward, lifting up over your legs and then lengthening forwards over your toes and then rolling back down again. So if you're somebody who struggles with roll-ups, using weights actually can be really helpful. So you could try it with 2. You'll get even more assistance if you have 1 in each hand and they're slightly heavier. So yeah, it's a great way of being able to do a roll-up if you struggle, and it's also a great way of being able to control it. So you probably feel that you've got a little bit more control of your speed as you go up and down. Okay, we'll do 1 more after this one. Everybody looks great, well done. And then we're going to finish again on your back with your knees bent. So I'm just going to use 1 again for the next one. So we're going to do a little crunch. With your other hand, you can pop it. That was a cross between put and pop. I don't know what I said. Anyway, pop it behind your head, elbow wide, and then your other hand, you're going to reach up and reach between your knees and then come back down. So exhale up. You could even actually, let's reach away to the opposite side. So you're adding a little bit of oblique work. So exhale, lift and rotate. If you don't want to lift your head, if it's going to irritate your neck, just keep your head on the floor. You could do some more roll-ups, or you could just do some rotations here instead. So, or even just some pelvic tilts. So choose something that doesn't irritate you. Okay, do 1 more. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So take your hand behind your head, reach to the outside, and then come back down. So when you reach, use your abs to help you rotate your body, and again breathe out as you rotate. 1 more time, and then just come all the way back down. Pop your arms by your side, take a nice big full body stretch and lengthen your legs out and your arms out. So big pencil stretch. Oh, my abs, I can feel my abs, even though we haven't done loads of abs. We're just using the weights to support you, especially when you do the overhead work, and your abdominals are working naturally. Okay, walk your legs over to one side and your arms over to the same side, so you'll get a banana shape stretch. So you're curling your body into like a C shape, and then walk yourself over to the other side. So we have done all the hard work. We're just going to finish off with some nice stretches, especially for your upper body, because we usually do lots of lower body work, so our upper body needs some TLC. Come back to the center, take your arms into goalpost arms and just bend your knees. So we're just going to do a couple of little roll-ups just to make sure your lower back is okay. So just rolling up and down, take it nice and gentle. It's also nice having your arms like this because it really opens out through your chest. And we'll do that 1 more time. Roll up, push those hips all the way up before you come back down again. And then bring your knees and your feet together and just let those knees now just roll side to side. You can let your head roll in the opposite direction to your knees. So just roll one way and the other. Keep your arms at goalposts, or you can bring them down by your side, whichever feels good. And then next time you take your knees to one side, just let your knees drop, bottom knee drop to the floor, stack your top knee on top, turn your head away. Just pause and breathe. So slow your breath down, breathe into any tight spots that you feel in your body. Try and just relax your jaw and your forehead if you feel like you've got tension through there. Open up through your chest. And then take your knees to the other side. And head rotates as well. Some of you look like you wanted to stay there for a bit longer. Breathe in and out. So really deepen your breath. So breathe into all the way to the bottom of your ribs, even into your abdominals. And then come back onto your back. Hug one knee into your chest. Just have a little rock there. And then hug the other knee in. And same on that side. And then we can hug both knees in. Just do some little circles here. So just a nice little massage for your lower back. And then pop your feet on the floor and turn yourself all the way around to kneeling. Let's come into kneeling, yeah, and then we'll do some upper body stretches as well. So from here, we'll just do a cat stretch. So separate your hands, your fingers, and then we're going to send your tail up towards the ceiling. Draw your shoulders back. Allow your chest to feel like it's dropping down towards the floor, and your shoulder blades are just sort of gliding down your back. And then as you breathe out, tuck your tail and separate your shoulder blades. So you're getting that nice stretch for your upper back. So just do that a few times in your own time. Take your time about it and really just notice. So be mindful about it rather than just flinging your body from one position to the other. So really notice what you're doing and what's going on. You can feel those shoulder blades moving. You can feel your lower back going up and down. So just do that one more time each way. And then from here, just send your bottom back to your heels. If you need a cushion behind you, if your knees don't like you going all the way back, bring your forehead towards the floor. If you can't get your head on the floor, let it rest on your hands or your fists. And then this time, just take your arms behind you. You could let your arms rest on the back of your sacrum. Another nice stretch is a bit of a yoga one, but it's take your palms together and to bring them onto the back of your head, and then just lift your elbows, or you can keep your elbows down. So just find a position that's, comfortable for you. Breathe in and out, and then when you're ready, just bringing yourself slowly back up, especially if you feel a little bit dizzy. Roll those shoulders, and then we're going to take your hands behind you. So Pam, you're not going to be able to do this, so you can try it in a different position. So it's a quad stretch, or if anybody can't do this, I'll show you another position. So take your hands behind you. It's a quad stretch, but it's also an upper back stretch. So lift your chest. So Pam, you could do it lying on your side and just hold on to it. It's a little bit less stressful for the knees there, if that works for you. So we're just lifting chest, inhale, and then lower down. And then you can also press one hand up towards the ceiling, so you just get that lovely stretch down the side of your body, and do the same on the other side. Lift up. Okay. All right, come into either kneeling, sitting, some position that is comfortable for you. We're just going to stretch out our shoulders and our neck. So you're going to take your right arm and bring it across your body. Relax your shoulder, so keep space between your shoulder and your ear. So you use your other hand to just draw it across. So it's stretching the outside here of the arm. Might not be a big stretch, that's okay. And then we're going to take the same arm and just bring it down your back. So you can use your hand to press. Try not to hunch when you do that. So really think about bringing that elbow slightly behind you and up towards the ceiling. If it's really awkward, you could take your arm away. Just do the best that you can. From here, we're going to come over to the side. So keep your arm behind. If you can't reach it down towards your shoulder blade, just rest it on the back of your head, just coming over to the side. So you're opening up down the side of your body, and then come back up, and then just give that arm a little roll. Make bigger circles there, and then take it behind you. Just leave it on the floor, and then stretch up with the other hand. Okay, so same on the other side. So we're going to take your arm across, use your hand, relax your shoulder, so keep space between your ear and your shoulder. And you're just using this hand to encourage a bit more of a stretch. And then you're going to take that hand down your back. Again, if it doesn't reach down your back, just hold on to the back of your head. Try and get your elbow up towards the ceiling. You can use your other hand to help you if you want to. And then just coming over to the side, opening up there. So top elbow up towards the ceiling. And then coming back up, and then just starting to circle that arm. And then big circle all the way around. You're right, Tamara, you're having some technical issues. And then hand behind you, reach your hand up. You don't want to miss the stretches. It's the best part. And then come down. Okay, bring your hands onto your shins. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Remember, you can do this on a chair if you're at home. Exhale, chin to chest. So rounding, separating those shoulder blades. And then inhale, bring your shoulder blades down your back, open up your chest, lift your breastbone. And again, exhale. And inhale up. Bring your palms together. We're just going to rotate to one side, back to the center, and then to the other side. This time when you go to your original side, release your hands, use your hands, one behind you, one on your leg, just to rotate through your upper back. And then do the same on the other side. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to finish with a lovely neck stretch. So remember, we do that string on your ear up towards the ceiling until your head just drops over to one side. You can take your hands and you can wrap them around you. So like this, wrap them around you at the back of your body. So you're just resting your arms against your back. Just take some nice deep breaths. You can change the angle of the stretch just by looking down towards your thighs a bit more rather than ear up towards the ceiling. And then you can take your chin towards your chest and then all the way around to the other side. So remember not to overstretch, especially if you're very bendy. Don't keep going because you can't feel a stretch. Just find a point and hold. And then chin back towards your chest. Release your arms, roll your shoulders. Stretch those legs out in front of you. If you're sitting on a cushion, you might want to just come off your cushion and then just let your legs just roll in and out. And then give those arms a shake. Use your hands again just to wake up those muscles. So well done, everybody. You may be a little bit sore tomorrow, but don't, and even for 2 days afterwards, but don't panic. Don't panic. It's just muscles.